The Pet Sematary franchise is back with an all-new film on Paramount Plus, Bloodlines. So today, let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name is Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Paramount Plus. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up-and-coming content. In 1969, a young Jud dreams of leaving his hometown of Ludlow, Maine behind, but soon discovers sinister secrets buried within. Jud is forced to confront a dark family history that forever keep him connected to Ludlow. So this is based on a short chapter of the Pet Sematary book and serves as a prequel to Pet Sematary. We've seen two separate Pet Sematary films. There was a sequel, but two of them had Jud in it, and this serves as a prequel to that character and exploring him and the Pet Sematary. It's not very good. It's just kind of a bland, familiar film that does feel more bleak than other Pet Sematary movies and does have some pretty gruesome kills within it, but it feels really uninspired. There is a lack of style to this movie, a lack of excitement and fear surrounding this movie as they start to explore the Pet Sematary, the effect that it has on people, and its history as well. There are several scenes that go into detail about the Pet Sematary and how people have pushed indigenous people out of their land, which added to the history of Pet Sematary. It wasn't the origin of the cemetery, but it was a huge effect on the burial grounds. And there's a lot of exposition when it comes to that, when it comes to the middle half of the movie, when you start to kind of peel back the burial ground and looking at more of its history and the importance of it and the effects that it has on people. Those are scenes that feel really important to the movie, and I like how it was able to integrate that within the film, looking at the history more of it, because this serves as a prequel not only in 1969 but in different time periods as well. So I like that aspect to the movie, kind of just peeling back further and further of the Pet Sematary and how sinister it really is. The beginning of the film seems way too long, and the film is only like an hour and 27 minutes long, looking at Jud and his father and their relationship, how Jud really wants to get out of Ludlow, Maine, and him with his girlfriend. There's a lot that happens in the beginning that feels a little bit unnecessary. Like if you took this scene out of the movie, it'd still be fine. And then you could add to another scene later on. So there's plenty of scenes that just feel really unnecessary, that really slows down the film in the beginning, and you're not really getting any of that suspense. And then when you get to more of our other characters and friends of Jud within the film, and how one of them is being affected by the cemetery, that is when you start to get some more suspense throughout, and some more bleaker, darker moments, and some pretty graphic kills as well. But the problem with all of that is there's really no kind of build-up, no tension for certain scenes. You're not really feeling the sinister vibe from the cemetery compared to other movies. The way that other characters had talked about the cemetery in previous films, you just felt that the urgency and the fear surrounding the burial grounds. I really didn't get that within here, despite having history thrown at you and more graphic kills coming from the cemetery. I just didn't get that vibe, that fear surrounding it. So you didn't really get a lot of tension surrounding these violent scenes surrounding these violent scenes throughout the film. And then the characters as well, they're pretty bland. There's really no personality to them, especially Jud, as we see him in other films, a focus of the remake and the other Pet Sematary film. There's really nothing to like about this character. He protects his girlfriend from a dog, and he really wants to get out of Ludlow, Maine, but there's really nothing to really latch onto this character. No development, no love given to him. And with a film being so short as well, you're focused on the burial ground, its history, and other characters as well, to kind of where you just take this character and just put him in the film and really don't do much for him. The film's overall look too just feels very typical. Like I said, there are some decent kills throughout the movie, but I really think that they could have made it a little bit darker. But overall, Pet Sematary Bloodlines, I appreciate the approach to the movie and exploring the history of the cemetery and exploring that chapter within Stephen King's book. I think they do a great job of expanding on it, but the overall film itself lacks originality, lacks any style to it. The characters are pretty bland. There's not much to warrant a rewatch unless you were doing a ranking video or something years down the road. If there was another Pet Sematary film, I would explore it again, but it's not one that I would be itching at the bit to go see again and watch it. It feels very much made for a streaming service. The quality is lower. It just is a film that overall is pretty dull, despite some pretty good kills at the end and exploring a lot of the cemetery. So before I give my score for Pet Sematary Bloodlines, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit the subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give Pet Sematary Bloodlines a C. Thank you guys for checking out my review for the new Pet Sematary film. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.